I have something fun for the whole family, I think. I have Brennan Schaub. Brennan Schaub does a show called Below the Belt. Now, for those who don't know what Below the Belt is, well, good for you. Below the Belt is a show where he talks about fights, UFC fights, because he's a fighter, so obviously he's good at talking about them,
Royce. Shut the fuck up.
He's good.
Shut the fuck up.
Analysis is great.
I don't, sometimes I could put up with the whole fake.
What's
nice
fake? I'm
intro.
not fake.
He's good at talking right
I'm
there.
not
You're
fake. I'm not fake. How am I
piece of
fake?
shit.
How am I fake? You went to speech therapy. He's better at talking now.
I fucking hate your guys.
Okay. So there's some fun. This is fun little clips. I'm gonna back it up a bit. There's something we're gonna get to, but just so you know what he's talking about in this clip, so we could really catch up. He just watched the Aaron Hernandez documentary.
Before you hit play, too, I want to point something out because people have been reposting the old, the final episode that Red Band ever did with Joe Rogan, like before he. Just,
Oh, okay.
Before
where they got into the fight?
Before they sent him off to a farm with a nice, loving family.
And the gain turned all the way up.
And dude, if Joe Rogan, if you even read the comments, a lot of people are like, if only Joe Rogan spoke to Brendan Schaub this way, you know what I mean, and kept him in check this way.
I saw some of it. No one cares what you think, Brian.
Yeah, and just
you smell.
You didn't kill. You're not a killer on stage. Stop it. Like all this shit. And it's just so funny to see him. He's had no problem kicking old Brian Redband around, but he will never be that real with this dude.
Well, someone asked, hey, what kicks is Brendan wearing? I don't know, man. We'll check it out. So we're gonna get to the part.
Cement ones, hopefully.
Just so we can lead up to what he's talking to. He just watched the Aaron Hernandez documentary on Netflix, The Mind of Aaron Hernandez, I believe what it's called. And I have a feeling it hit close to home. Because of the CTE thing. But let's just play a little bit.
Wilbur in Boston, the theater district where I do stand up at. He goes back on trial for killing 2 people there after a nightclub incident. So he's on that trial, and you just like he's talking to his agent, he's talking to his friends and stuff. And you hear him on the phone, and he's just like, I guess it got him to where he was at, as far as his confidence. But I mean, I don't think he just doesn't realize the consequences that he's dealing.
The consequences,
Mike. The problem
Royce,
is
what are consequences?
You don't realize the consequences.
No. You fucking said he's good at speaking now.
Why are you yelling at me?
You said he was good at talking. You said he was good at talking now.
I don't think I ever said that. Prove it. Pull the tape. I don't believe you. He's a fighter, so obviously he's
good at talking about it.
Is that, as far as his confidence, but I mean, I don't think he just doesn't realize the consequences that he's dealing.
And that wasn't even. By the way, I just want to point something out. That's not even what I want you to hear. I didn't even know that was in there. As the what I want you to hear comes a little later.
I also love the fact that he makes it about him in the first sentence.
Yes.
He's like, yeah, Aaron Hernandez, who, by the way, I used to do stand up over in that area. Shut up, you fuck. He murdered somebody.
Yeah, the difference between Brendan Schaub and Aaron Hernandez is Aaron Hernandez at least has killed a couple times.
Yeah, that's a good point.
With like the uphill battle. He's like talking about when he gets out. It's like, what are you talking about, homeboy? What? They got life, bro. But so he gets found innocent of that, and they show him the courtroom, and he starts crying, and then
not guilty. You don't get found innocent. You get found not guilty, there's actually a difference.
There's a reason why
they say not guilty.
They say not guilty.
Yeah.
And you figure out why he's crying. I was like, right? He already has life. Why is he crying over this? Because you realize what's going on. It's heartbreaking. You realize what's going on because he's crying because A, he won, so he's kind of vindicated with that. B, it's the last time he's going to see his wife and his baby girl because he knew he was going to kill himself.
Brendan Schaub tells a story the way a child tells you a story.
Yeah.
Like a nephew or niece.
Like
and they go, so then when like I was watching, hey, are you listening? Hey, Uncle Mersh, are you listening?
Very limited
Yeah.
Point of reference for the world, Just a very simplistic and childlike view.
Well, you're going to love what's coming up.
Oh, yes. Damn. Yep. It's super heartbreaking, man. Super heartbreaking.
You know what's more heartbreaking? That he killed 3 people.
Yeah.
That seems to be more heartbreaking.
That seems to be kind of heartbreaking. You know what's heartbreaking, Royce? that he left his child without a father.
That's
Because he would
correct.
rather
Very
do hood
heartbreaking.
rat shit. Yeah, that's heartbreaking.
Yeah, it's a good documentary. And then you find out they want to look into his brain, and he has some of the worst CT you've ever heard of.
What's CT?
Well, somebody with CTE would call it CT.
Oh, okay.
And first off, he's only number one because we haven't examined yours yet, Brendan. We're not there yet, bud.
Ever. How fucking scary is that, man?
Yeah, Brendan Schaub's brain probably looks like my liver.
Yeah.
So scary. Super, super scary. Because he was, not that old. And if he has that.
Not that old. He was 27 when he died. He
That's
was
not
very young.
Thank you. That's not that old. That's extremely young.
That is a ridiculously young age.
Because he was, not that old. And if he has that, I mean, you got to figure there's a bunch of guys out there with some CT.
You know why that guy laughed?
Obviously, because Brendan Schaub is talking, and he's a fucking killer comedian, dude.
You see, now you're doing it. So, you know why he laughed? He laughed because he thought Brendan was going to throw himself under the bus, which I would have had more respect if he did. If he goes, who knows what I have, man? But instead he goes, who knows other people out there what they might have?
We don't know about. Bunch of guys. Yeah, they said it's one of the worst cases they've ever seen.
We already said that.
Terrible, man.
Yeah, man, it's really
Terrible.
They're saying it's like literally one of the worst cases they've ever seen.
Yeah, we know.
Are you okay, Brendan?
Can somebody get Callan in here to wrangle this guy? Is Theo Vaughn available?
Well, that's really sad.
Yeah, it's you watch it, it's heavy. You're just like,
Really, dude, it's fucking crazy. Like
A documentary about somebody getting murdered is heavy? No shit, Brendan.
It's like, it's really nuts that, such a talented guy, and he goes out and he just murders these guys. And he had like one of the worst cases that they'd ever seen.
Oh my God, stop.
I just can't help it with him.
You view him a little different,
Yeah.
You view him a little different. But
Why does he say view with a Baltimore accent?
Because he's retarded. Like, what do you want here? What
It's
do you
like
want from this guy?
they view him like fucking crazy. Like
good, man. It's definitely worth a watch. Another thing on Netflix would be the series Chairs.
Wait, what? Wait, no, what? Wait, what? No. What is?
Now I want to give credit here because I don't want people. I found this clip because it came up on my I'm in the Fighter and the Kid Reddit, and
Because you hate yourself?
no, they're really funny.
No, they actually do hate
So
those guys.
all I saw, like, it just, sometimes you get email when you're in Reddit, you just get emails like, this is a hot thread.
Very annoying, by
So
the
somebody posted a picture of lawn chairs, and then in the Cheers text, chairs. And I was like, what is this?
What
and
is
then
Chairs?
I found, okay. So what he's referring to, and I figured this, it took me a while. I figured it out. There's a documentary called Cheer, Cheer, which is about cheerleaders on Netflix. But he thinks it's Cheers, like the, Ted Danson show. But he called it.
But it's good, man. It's definitely worth a watch. Another thing on Netflix would be the series Chairs.
So let me get this straight. You took the word cheer. You changed it to chair. Not only did he change it to chair, but he pluralized it. This man is profoundly stupid. Profoundly stupid. Hey, Royce, did you know that they say that Aaron Hernandez was one of the worst cases they'd ever seen?
Oh, I'll fucking kill you if you bring that up again.
Second worst, Brendan.
Yeah,
Second
Brendan,
worst.
you're up there, man. Instead of killing people, you're murdering the English language.
Like, I don't understand it. Before a fight to practice, would Brendan stick his head inside a fucking one of those paint can shakers? It's literally.
What happened to his brain is what happens to a bottle of hand sanitizer when Thomas Murphy gets a hold of it.
Seriously, dude, the guy in Casino whose head they put in a vice was able to speak more eloquently after his eyeball popped out.
But it's good, man. It's definitely worth a watch. Another thing on Netflix would be the series Chairs
Chairs.
with the cheerleaders. Cheers.
cheer.
Yeah, with cheerleaders. Now,
Now he knows that the show is about cheerleaders, right? So he's able to say cheerleaders. So wouldn't you make the connection that you mean to say cheer? Because he could say cheerleader, so he could say the word, right?
I've said this before about Brendan Schaub too. He reminds me of me when I've just woken up, like just immediately just woke up, and 'cause one of the worst things you could ever do to me is start hitting me with questions about things when I've just woken up.
You can't even do it when he's fucking been awake for hours.
That's
for
fair.
goodness.
But that reminds me of when you start asking, and I'm like, well, yeah, it's the chairs. It's good. It's a good thing. It's chairs. Oh, the cheerleading thing. Yeah, chairs.
I think we talked about this last time. The director of this, who also did Last Chance U, was like, cheerleading is harder than football. Chill. I like the headline so it gets ratings, but chill. You know what I'm saying? They do flips. Everything's all good. It's good. It's really good. It's
Thank
weird.
you.
It's like this little podunk like fucking JUCO college in Texas.
I want to point out that this show is a below the belt. It's his fight recap show. And I know it's a little fight. It was Connor versus Cowboy, so I know it wasn't like a big, thing. But maybe you think he's going to get to talking about the fight?
Wasn't there like, I don't know, 6 other fights on that card?
Mike, have you not seen the great sitcom on Netflix, Frasier? Tulsi Gabbard's in it.
Yeah, they said it's the worst case they've ever seen. There was like 6 other fights on that card, Royce. How long is this? An hour and 18 minutes?
I'm not playing all of it. Are you kidding me? But I really wanted you to.
I'm pretty sure you and I could do a more extensive. I didn't even watch that fight, and I could probably bullshit through a 1-hour show.
Have you seen Chairs?
Sorry.
I'm a big fan of it.
I thought there was going to be a documentary about carpentry.
And he's also, later on in this episode, I don't have the timestamp, but you see the hat he's wearing? 49ers, right? He gets asked, hey, who you rooting for in the Super Bowl? You know what he says? I don't know, man.
Put San Francisco's in the Super Bowl.
I don't know, man.
49ers.
Bro, I don't know, man.
Hey, Brendan, dude, you got to.
Somebody's calling Frasier. Yeah, you don't watch Fairs?
And they're like the best. They're just the best. They have the Nick Saban of female.
Somebody said, okay, I'm going to read this. This is great. I think this is worth reading, I think. Why do you two hate Schaub so much? What did he ever do to you? I understand he's annoying AF, which Mike stands for as fuck. You clearly jealous due to his success, lifestyle, millionaire. You slobs are failures, obese, and bald. Look, the last thing is fair. The last thing is fair.
I'm not bald. I'm just lazy.
I am, though. I am.
He's bald. I'm not bald.
But no, and obese is fair. Look, this is fine. This is fine. You're right. We are these things. That's perfectly fine. You could insult us if you want. No, let him insult us. That's perfectly fine. But why do we hate on Brendan so much? Did you just hear him say chairs? If it wasn't for the reason Brendan's easy to make fun of, besides being stupid, we're not picking on some CTE guy that's living in a fucking homeless shelter. You know what I mean?
But I would if I found one.
Fuck
and
him.
I would give that son of a bitch a beat. I would fuck his shit up.
This guy, if you think there's plenty of other people to be jealous of, right? Like there's plenty of other people that are successful. There's plenty of other people that have great lifestyles. There's plenty of people that make a bunch of money that you could go, oh, you know what? I'm kind of jealous of that. You know, that guy fucking made, like here's a good one for you. If you were to tell me someone like, hey man, you jealous? I'm jealous of a Dave Chappelle. There you go. That's a good one. For many reasons, not just for the money, not just for the lifestyle. I'm jealous of somebody who, like Dave Chappelle, who had the balls to turn down $50 million from Comedy Central because he couldn't do it his way. And then he came back and he goes, in 12 years he was off TV.
I'm not jealous of Dave Chappelle.
And then he came back, and then I'm like, man, you know what? Good for him. Not many people could do that. Who are you jealous of?
I'm not jealous of Dave Chappelle.
Who are you jealous of?
He's black.
No, not that part.
I'm just kidding.
I meant lifestyle.
No. I get it. Like, I don't know, man. I'm really trying to think of somebody that I'm like, I wish I had his.
No, I don't mean like that, but to be like that's somebody. Jealous is the wrong word. Respect, envious. I don't know.
I don't know. I mean, like Louis C.K.'s got it pretty good.
There's a
up
good
until
one.
the Dick
All right, there you
Blanken
go.
thing.
That's part of the reason I respect him.
No, I mean, look. At the end of the day, his job is to speak,
And he's
and
bad
he
at
does his job poorly. And our show covers people who do things poorly, and we make fun of them for it.
Mike, they say it's the worst case they've ever seen.
See what I mean? It's funny.
Because he's a dummy.
But
because
when
it's easy.
people try to twist it into this thing sometimes where like they assign they project or they assign motivations to you that you don't have. Like to say that I hate Brendan Schaub implies that when the mics turn off that I'm just like, I hate that Brendan Schaub.
I don't even think about him when the mics are off.
But like we goof on people on the shows. Of course we're like, can you believe this mush-mouthed idiot can't even say CTE, the thing he has?
And to me, it's funny because of what Mike said earlier. I mean, talking about Brendan's, let's be honest here. He makes it easy, right? Like he makes it easy. Yeah. We're not exactly, doing backflips, trying to figure out how to make fun of him. Look at him. He's a dumb guy. Like he's not a smart guy, right? He has a 1.8. If you were to take his name out of it, right? And you were to go, hey, there is comedian X. He has a 1.8 rated Netflix Showtime special on IMDb. It's doing so bad that he's giving away free CBD so people rate it higher. And then you were to go, but also Joe Rogan's helping him. You're like, well, wait a second. Why? Why would Joe Rogan help him? Like this guy is. The problem is that we all agree that if it wasn't for the Rogan push, he wouldn't be doing this. This is manufactured. This is you have to like him because he's part of, and Rogan doesn't even call himself Death Squad anymore because he's embarrassed of it.
Of course.
But this is all part of that little Death Squad thing, this whole little sycophantic Rogan thing. And Rogan is someone who prides himself on being honest, right? We talked about the Red Band thing when he was like, shut up, you stupid, no one cares, you moron, and stuff like that. He is not honest with him. And I don't want anyone to point out like, oh yeah, there's that time he told him that you'd be surprised about fighting. But he softened the blow by saying, you should do stand-up. There are comedians. There are fucking hilarious comedians, right? That have been doing this for decades. That, in my opinion, deserve a Showtime special, right? And aren't getting them. But somebody like Brendan Schaub, who is not a funny guy.
He cut the line.
Yeah. I get that a lot. You know what? You're talking about being jealous. Here's the truth of the matter is. You fucking people that defend Brendan Schaub and go, you're just jealous of his lifestyle. You're the ones envy. You want to be him. You want to be the cool jock in school that was banging the broads and crushing puss. You think this is cool. You think a guy wearing tight jeans and gold sneakers is cool. That honestly says more about you than it does about us. We're goofing on him, sure. But you want to be this guy. You are jealous of his lifestyle. You want to be the millionaire. You want to be the fighter when you walk into a bar and you can pull up at the Comedy Cellar and park your Porsche up front when comics have been doing for 20 years aren't allowed. You want to be friends with Pauly Shore, I guess.
Yeah.
But you want that. I don't want that. I don't want to be this guy. This is embarrassing.
Yeah.
Like his own people that are fans of his show goof on him because he's not good at what he does.
Guys like Brendan Schaub are getting opportunities they don't deserve. So yeah, we're gonna goof on the guy.
Yeah, Doug
Stanhope
Stanhope is doing shows in a podunk town in Utah every weekend, and Brendan Schaub's doing a fucking Showtime special. Does that sound like right to you? Does that sound normal to you? It doesn't. Look at a perfect example. Let's talk about Patrice O'Neal. You want to talk about somebody who earned it? Patrice O'Neal's first comedy special was probably one of the best ever. Like he fucking cried. Was it on Comedy Central? Was that where his Elephant in the Room was?
I think so.
Yeah. He fucking crushed it. Brendan goes to show you that you would have more respect for him if he was doing the road for a while and like really put his dues in, but he just came onto the fucking scene and then he gets a Showtime special while at the same time talking Brian Callen out of doing a Netflix special so he could hawk more Fighter in the Kid shirts. So yeah, man, Brendan's a fucking dummy. And he's gonna be made fun of, and you know what? He needs more speech therapy, and he's stupid, and he has 3 shows. You think it's jealousy? No. What it is it's amazement. This shows you everything that we talk about. If you're well connected enough, it doesn't really matter if you're funny or if you're talented. If you know the right people, you're gonna get one of these shows. You're gonna get a fight analysis from somebody who was in the UFC who can't even do a fight analysis.
Yeah, this is my fight analysis for the UFC fight. You guys seen Chairs?
Yeah, Jim Norton, who's never fought a day in his life, does better fight analysis than him, you know?
And his is terrible, too.
Yeah. Louis J. Gomez with Bisping do better fight analysis than this guy does.
You want to hear every one of Jim Norton's fight analysis ever? Bro, that guy is a problem.
Yeah.
That dude is a problem.
Yeah. And then he'll talk about how he'd suck his dick out of respect and stuff. Yeah, we know. I know all the bits. I know all the bits, Jimmy.
Can you do a hold on me while you're in the studio?
We know, Jimmy. The only way you could come now. But it's easy to make fun of him because he makes it easy. We're not stretching with this guy, you know? He called it chairs. And maybe you give him leeway, and you guys, we know we don't crush enough puss, and we're fat, and we're losers, and that's what really matters. Being a millionaire and having a cool leather jacket.
Yep.
So cringe, right? These people think that being cool is the bad guy in an 80s teen movie. Like, that's what they think cool is. Sorry that we're not fucking sweeping the leg in Karate Kid.
All right, P. Dean has a good point in chat. Mersh is mad because when Brendan Schaub shows up for shows, he gets a breakfast sandwich. Hey, I got to finish the breakfast sandwich. It was already ordered. I got to keep the sandwich. I just got screamed at about it. That's fair, right?
Yeah. Exactly.
I still got the sandwich, bro. They weren't just going to throw it out.
So look, and by the way, he shouldn't be crushing any puss. Isn't he married?
I don't know.
I don't know enough about him back. Is he
Again,
married?
no, but again, I'm obsessed with Brendan Schaub and I hate him. Don't even know if he's married. Don't care.
Right.
Sometimes a video pops up, we goof on him, and we move on.
Somebody goes, you guys wish you could put shoes on the table.
If somebody puts shoes on the table, they're getting yelled at.
Somebody says, I prefer the bad guys in movies based in the 40s. Okay, well, hey, at least they were well dressed, all right? At least they were.
No. Those weren't the bad. Never mind.
Those weren't the bad guys? Were we going to say that?
No, I wasn't going to say that at all. I was going to say, it's actually, they said it was the
I was
worst
going to
case
make that goddamn
of
joke.
CTE they'd ever seen.
I was about to go. You have to forgive Mike, as they do say. Mexi Max and Cheese. If making fun of someone mean you're jealous of them, then I feel really bad for the people making fun of you two. Yeah, seriously. Like,
Seriously.
Fucking, how bad's your life?
Absolutely.
Why would you be jealous of us? We fucking suck. And it is funny. It's the fact that he has been embraced because he's friends with Joe Rogan. That's all you need to have a career now, is be friends with Joe Rogan. That's it. The only reason
I'd rather not have a career.
Yeah, the only reason Michaela Peterson is selling her fucking Sonny's barbecue diet online is because her fucking dad is Peterson and he's friends with Rogan. It's the only reason.
With my diet, you can eat 8 out of the 10 available foods at Golden Corral.
Yeah,
Yay.
exactly. Thanks.